lovelies, it is time for the Spring Into Reading Athon announcement, so stay tuned. If you're new here, hi, welcome. Spring Into Reading Athon is one of our SeasonAthon readathons. We have a readathon each season, hence the name, SeasonAthon. So for March, we are doing Spring Into Reading Athon, and it will run the entire month of March. And we will be having our after hours and our author chat into April, but I'll get into those dates later. For our spring readathon, we are doing a bingo board. I'll put it up here on the screen. Actually, let me scoot over. I'll put it up here on the screen for you. But I wanted to go over each of the prompts, and let me show you. There are 5 different ways I think you can get bingo. So you can get bingo using any of the diagonals. You can also get bingo going straight across this way or up and down. Or you can get bingo by doing each of the 4 corners and the middle. So you don't have to complete like the entire board. I mean, if you want to do a full blackout, you can. You can get multiple bingos if you want, but you gotta get at least one bingo one way or another. Also, I want to say a big thank you to my co-hosts, Clint and Kaylani. Clint reads readers on YouTube, and Kaylani is Kaylani Simply Me. And you guys know him, you love him. If you don't know him, I'll put their channels down in the description so you can go and check them out. Absolutely wonderful people. And Kaylani, thank you so much for creating the bingo board for us. She also did a docs file where you can get the color bingo board or black and white bingo board, or there's also like recommendations that we've added for each of the different prompts. There's also like descriptions for each prompt if you have any questions or anything. And yeah, it's all down in the description, which I will update following the premiere. If you're watching this as the premiere, once this premiere is over, we're going straight into Kaylani's premiere, and then from hers, we're going right into Clint's premiere. Okay, so going over the bingo board, we'll start across the top here. So the first in the top left corner is Spring Cleaning. Read a book that's been collecting dust. We all have them. You're lying if you say you don't. Even if it's a library book that's just been sitting on your shelf going, read me. You gotta turn me back in. Read me. Count that. It works. That's what books sound like, apparently. Okay, next is New Beginnings. Read the first book in a series. Any genre, whatever you want. Next one over is Wet T-shirt Contest. Read a smutty book. That's always fun. Next one over is Road Trip. Listen to an audiobook. And it could be any audiobook from any platform that you want. And on the far top right, we have Let It Shine. Element on the cover. That's water, fire, wind, earth. It can be any of those words. It can be any of those items. Any form of them, like it could be snow and that would count as water. You got it. Okay, next line down, starting on the left side, we have Stormy Weather. Read a book that intimidates you. That could be a big book, like 500-page book, or it could be something that's out of your comfort zone, or maybe you don't read nonfiction. It could be a nonfiction. This is open for interpretation, just anything that would intimidate you. Next one over is Spring Fashion. Read a book with a beautiful cover. Again, this is totally open to interpretation. Any book that you think has a beautiful cover. That could be the dust jacket or without the dust jacket. For the second line in the middle, we have Rewind, and that is to read a past SeasonAthon group book or author. I believe that is going to be on the doc file that Kaylani put together, but some examples would be Emily McIntyre, TJ Klune, Kristen Simmons, Crystal Sutherland, Caleb Rohrig, Amanda Foodie, Jessica Brody, Christina Lauren, Jeff Zentner. We've had a lot. You can actually go back on my live shows and see the live shows for all of these author chats. Okay, the next one over is April Showers. Read a book you think will make you cry. And that could be for any reason. Next is Luck of the Irish. Read a book with green on the cover. It's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, the middle line, third line down, we have, starting on the left, self-care. This is a non-bookish prompt. It's just take a day for yourself. If you want to read, read. If you want to take a bubble bath, take a bubble bath. Do something that day for yourself. Just have a nice, relaxing day. Next one over is Prom Queen. Read a popular book. This could be like a book talk sensation or like a booktuber favorite, or just a book that you hear about all over the place and everybody's like, oh, this book's the greatest thing ever. A popular book. And then of course in the very center we have the group book, which I will tell you what that is at the end. Then we have Spring Forward, read a sequel. You know, if you want to do like New Beginnings and read the first book in a series, you could read for Spring Forward and read the sequel to that if you wanted. Or if you're already in some kind of series, you've already read the first 2 or 3 books in the series and you want to read the next one, that works. And then the last one on that line is Love is in the Air. Read a romance or a book centered around friendship. And again, this is kind of open to interpretation. It can be any kind of romance. And it could be like found family, you know, friends kind of thing. Keeper of the Lost Cities is a good example too of like centered around friends. Babysitter's Club. These are granted middle grade ones, but it's just kind of what's coming to mind at the moment. Also the Luck series. That's a lot surrounded around friends, but there's also romance as well. Going to the next line down, we have Over the Rainbow. Read a classic or a fairy tale. Or if you want, you can read a fairy tale classic, or classic fairy tale, or a fairy tale retelling. Any classic or any retelling will work. Okay, next one over we have Spring Break. Read a book with vacation or travel. That's pretty self-explanatory. Next one is another non-bookish one, though you can make it bookish. Well, it is bookish, but it's a non-reading one, but you can make it reading if you want. Wow, my brain is not functioning. That is refresh your TBR. Get yourself a new book. So you can go and buy yourself a new book if you like, or you can get you a new Kindle book, or you could go to the library and get you a new library book. You don't have to read that for this readathon, but you can. If you want to do that, you can. Okay, next one over is Friendship Bracelets, and that's to buddy read a book. Normally we'd have our group book or buddy read a book as one thing together, but we decided to split them apart because if you don't want to read the group book, you can buddy read and get a different square for that. Or if you want to buddy read a different book, but also you want to read the group book, you can get those 2 squares together. Oh, that was at the end. I skipped one. We have Women's March. Read a book with a strong female character. We like to do this one every spring because March is Women's History Month. So, yeah, pretty self-explanatory there. There's a lot. Pretty much anything by Sarah J. Maas works for that. But there's also plenty of others. Okay, down to the bottom line here, starting on the left side, we have Flower Power. Read a book with flowers on the cover. It can have one flower, it can be all flowers, it's whatever you want. Okay, next is Read Like an Aries. Read a book under 250 pages. We named this one because a lot of the Aries we know have a short attention span. Xander, for example, is an Aries. So a short book is the way to go. Next we have Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Read a book with pink and or yellow on the cover. And again, self-explanatory. And then we have Spring Court. Read a book with fairies in it. And I know Clint likes to say that's also open for interpretation. It doesn't have to be literal fairies. It can be queer. And then the bottom right-hand corner is another non-reading one, and that is Tiny Umbrellas, Drink Your Favorite Iced Beverage. So now let's go on to what our group book is and when our after hours and author chats and all that's going to be. So we are going to be doing our after hours live show on April 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern time here on my channel. But we are not going to be doing our author chat until April 15th. That will be at 3 p.m. Eastern time here on my channel. And it's just because of the author's schedule and time that we could work out. So, guys, are you ready for this? Our group book for Spring Into Reading Athon is Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. So excited. I absolutely loved the Love Hypothesis, and so we are so tickled to have Ali come and chat with us about Love on the Brain. And again, that author chat will be on April 15th at 3 p.m. Eastern time here on this channel. So if you're not following us on Twitter, our Twitter is @SeasonAthon. Make sure to follow us, tag us, all that good stuff. If you film any TBRs or vlogs or anything like that, tag me, Clint, Kaylani. We would love to watch them and comment on them. If you share it on Twitter, you can tag us as well as SeasonAthon. If you want to share things on Instagram, you can tag us all on Instagram, though we don't have SeasonAthon on Instagram yet. I am so excited to see what you all choose and how it goes, and it's just gonna be so much fun. So which prompt is one that you're very excited about? Have you read the group book? Are you looking forward to reading it? Comment down below and let me know. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye.